Welcome to the Daily Market Recap, a detailed review of the market structure and the key support and resistance levels in the S&P 500 E-mini. Today is Monday, December 9th, 2013. During Sunday's recap, we noted that the S&P was heading on the path to retest the multi-year high up at 1812. On Friday, the S&P traded above what had been minor resistance at or near 1800 after having broken down below the minor support level earlier in the week. Coming into today's session, we were expecting to see the S&P pull back from retesting the high at 1812 and sell back down at or near the 1800 price level. Overnight, the S&P had pulled back to 1804, but during Monday's day session, the market pulled back only to 1806. The majority of today's trade activity occurred in very narrow range sequences, characteristic of the type of algorithmic sequence patterns that are associated with the high-frequency market maker. For the most part, the market traded in two-point range clusters. And that was true of the activity that occurred at the high, as well as the late in the day sell-off when the S&P pulled back again to retest the opening range low at or near 1806. If the lack of buying interest persists, we would still expect to see the S&P sell off from the initial retracement at or near the multi-year high. Stop loss orders are likely to be resting up at or near 1814. However, should buying interest resurface, the current maximum likelihood price estimate target is located up at 1820. We would not expect to see the sell-off reverse the price direction and send the S&P back down to last week's low. We would expect to see the S&P find support at or near 1800 or down at or near 1796. Following a retracement down to the 1800 price level, we would then expect to see the S&P attempt to retest the high and possibly extend the trading range up to 1820. The lack of selling pressure observed during today's session suggests that the seller during the retracement of the multi-year high is advised to be cautious, as we could easily see the range extension above 1812 up to the 1820 price level. That concludes our daily recap for the S&P 500 E-mini. If you would like to follow our real-time commentary, we invite you to visit us online at www.followthebots.com. Log on and join us some morning at the open.